Let's get outside for a minute. Rule 101, remember to lock up. Well guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Omé Island. Omé? Well actually we're not actually on Omé Island and I may have missed the chance. It's a tidal, it's accessible via a spit that you can get access to a couple of hours either side of low tide. I reckon I'm just on the shoulder of that now, which probably means no going all the way across to the island, which is a little bit frustrating, but suffice by wandering around this side of it. I did actually just watch it. In fact, there is another car going across there. Maybe the locals know best because there's a sort of arrows to tell you which way to go, but that's two cars now I've seen not go that way, but go kind of across the middle, which I guess would make sense because the way the signs are telling you to go looks a little bit flooded. I certainly wouldn't be taking the van across, that's for sure. I might have a little bit of a dander across and see how far I get. Maybe I should take an emergency banana with me. Well guys, I did make it across to Omé Island. I think I was being a little bit kind of scaredy cat in terms of the tide. It did say to be here 3 hours before high tide, but it's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours before high tide, and I was still able to walk across without any issue. Obviously didn't get a chance to explore the island. That would be pushing my luck a little bit, but one to come back to and certainly explore just on that cusp. Really internationally important as well for a number of overwintering and oversummering birds, mostly from Africa. Rather nice indeed, rather nice. So I've just got the old coffee on the pipe. I've turned the van around to protect me from a little bit from that wind. It's kind of, 50-50 because I either protect myself from the wind or I turn the van around and get the sunshine. But I think I'll protect myself from the wind for now. I'm going to grab a coffee and do a little bit of work before moving on. There's a dog mooching about somewhere as well. See if it wants a treat, but I think the dogs in Ireland just take themselves for a walk. You ever notice that? Although a guy was driving over to the island earlier on and he just let his dog out and the dog walked beside him. So I was like, yeah, lazy man's way to walk a dog in your van. Coffee time. What a phenomenal little beach this is. Just come down here to grab me some lunch. I mean, Ireland, you are spoiling us. Now, apparently just up here, there's a tomb. I'd love to tell you what the tomb's called, but I've completely forgotten. I'm not sure how accessible it is, but it does look like, I was thinking it was like a way up over the hill somewhere, give me a bit of a hike, but, oh, hang on a minute. This is where we capture me falling on my ass. Oh no, we're through. Someone's built a little gate that's fallen over in the wind. So it's a tomb. I'll put the name of it below. This is normally Nicola's bag, coming to see tombs and archaeological things, and I can't even say it, archaeological, old stuff. There you go, the tomb. If I knew what tomb it was, I'd probably be able to tell you more information about it, but hey, what a view it's got. Oh, not too shabby at all. There actually looks to be a little, you won't be able to see it, but a lighthouse on the little, or it looks like a dwelling of some sort. Fantastic. Well, there you go. That's my post-lunch dander. All of it 2 minutes to come see the tomb. I have no idea what the name is. I give you all the information, don't I? Oh, right. Dander back to the van, and then we'll wander on. Who knows whether this is going to come out or not, but came down to Rinfield Beach. Oh, and here comes the rain, so I won't stay out too long. Being pushed back. The Wild Atlantic Way is doing her thing, but oh my god, this place is incredible. We had a little bit of light for a little bit of photography, but now that rain is beating me back, so back into the van, cook up a storm as usual, throw stuff in a pot, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Oh, get the heating on maybe as well. Well, good morning again, guys. It was crazy last night when I got back into the van about half an hour later. there was a brief flash of lightning, and I thought, oh, it was just a van pulling in or something. And then to confirm it was lightning, there was a rumble of thunder above the van that literally made the whole van shake. It was like, whoa, but only the one. And actually that weather system again has passed through and left us with a lovely calm morning. Now, sun has just risen, so I'm not sure whether we're going to get a huge amount of colour. We might do, but it's such a beautiful, beautiful calm morning. And again, west coast of Ireland, at most times of the year you can find your little pocket of your own little beach, but certainly here in mid-October, yeah, this has been the case in point for most of the days. You'll find your own little slice of heaven, so this is lovely. And even if there isn't an image to be had, nice to be out and about. And actually where I'm parked, I'm going to be able to go for a nice 10k run as well. And in fact afterwards I know there's somewhere that I can pick up some water, so always useful. So I'm just going to carry on enjoying the morning. Hopefully that there's a little skift of rain in the air, but I think that's going to hold off hopefully. Enjoy the morning, go back, get some breakfast, and then go for a bit of a run. West coast of Ireland once again. Oh, and by the way, this fits in very nicely to our vlog manifesto. Have you seen that? I'll put a link up here somewhere. You know, things do go wrong on the road, and there are moments on the road where I've had them this past week. You know, where you're a little bit, I'm obviously missing Nicola, things like that. But kind of promoting the fact that being on the road gets you to places like this. This is kind of what it's all about, and you know, that whole slow and steady living and not moving on from places and just exploring places and having beaches like this in the morning. I mean, this smile isn't being put on, this is coming au naturel. Anyway, I'll go back to the old pixel box. Catch up in a bit. It was a gorgeous run, about 5.5 miles, really varied terrain. I love runs like that. But now, I'm not just wearing this cloak for the good of my health. I guess, needs must. Get in the water. Can't see too much of that dipping action going on. It's blinking freezing. You know what, despite all my whining, that actually wasn't too bad once you're in. Oh, refreshing. Good way to finish off a morning run. But now something tells me we need coffee. Woo! So I brought myself along about 10 miles from where I parked up there. And I had high hopes for this location from a photography perspective, but as you can probably see above me, the weather's turned ice cream blue. So unfortunately, it needs a real sort of moody. I'll maybe throw up an image at the end of, well, I shot an image here before, and I think it needs that sort of mood, even sort of an overcasty day. But it's a lovely place to come down to. Massive signs, no overnight parking. So, but again, very Hebridean. And in fact, I sent Nicola a message yesterday with a picture, and she was like, "It's very Hebridean." And you can probably, for those of you who have been to the Hebrides, it is that kind of look and feel to it. In fact, it was a day like this that we went skinny dipping, and that was mid-October as well, down at Hushnish. Ever been? Great place to park up overnight. Little honesty box. Also a good place to skinny dip as well. Wow, it's beautiful. Maybe I should have come and done my dip here. That water is crystal clear. So it might not be a photography day, but what a beautiful day for a walk on the beach. Work up a bit of an appetite, then, you know me, cook up a storm. Oh, goodness gracious me, this place is beautiful, even more beautiful than I remember. I know it's not really a photographic day, but what a place. I'm just speaking to a couple who have actually been out swimming, and apparently at a lower tide, now they were able to walk out quite a bit to these islands, but now whether or not the current would take you or not, I'm not sure, but certainly a nice little place to kayak as well. But I mean, come on, this is Ireland. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Goodness me. I mean, this is as close to Hebridean look as I've seen outside of the Hebrides. And this really would be a place I would love to come on a day where you just had that crazy stormy conditions. In fact, this morning might have been a good time to be here, but just a shame that there's no overnight parking here, because again, it would be one of those places you'd like to be sort of last thing at night, first thing in the morning. But what a place. And I think I've seen 4 people on here so far. Beautiful. Oh, I've said this before, I'll say it again, but dear Ireland, you kind of rock. Well, good day again, folks. So I've now brought myself down to Silver Strand, which is an incredible, I've said this a lot, I think, an incredible chest of coastline, stretch of coastline. Came here again whenever we were last down, and I vowed I was going to come back here and do some photography. Now, I had hoped it was going to be a bit stormier. It is quite windy, but it's an onshore stroke offshore wind, not sure which one, but it's keeping the waves down, which means that some of the sort of images that I thought I was going to be going for, looking back out towards, again, I've forgotten the name of the mountain. I am full of all the information as usual. So with that in mind, now I still am going to walk out there because it's a beautiful walk, but I'm just going to have a little bit of a play about with some little intimate scenes. But such a stunning area. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you know me and my grasses. Woo! Boy, that is windy. Who needs exfoliating when you just stand in Ireland in October and get blown smooth? Right, get the old pixel box out. Well, I am certainly in my happy place. Not only is it an incredible location to be and to shoot and you just wander around, and it's a reasonably nice night. The farm over there has also got a peat fire on, and the smell is just, you know, the one thing to top this off, if I got a phone call from them saying, "Here Nigel, we hear you like burgers, do you want to come up for a burger?" Oh, how good would that be? Must be very weird as well, but I think I'd go for it. Oh, yeah, just beautiful. I mean, the sun is now dipping into sort of, it's about, I don't know, half an hour or so before sunset, and the sun is kind of dipping below a sort of bank of haze, so unsure whether we're going to get any more light, but that's just okay. Being out with a camera, this isn't a photography vlog, being out with a camera has really allowed me to use more of my senses, not just see, but to feel, and to really, you know, the wind howling around my ears here, the smell of the peat, the sound of the lapping of the waves. Oh, I sound all arty all of a sudden. It is just beautiful. Oh, Ireland. You're fast becoming a new favourite haunt of mine. No phone calls saying burgers though. Looks like it's super noodles for me. Looks like I might be by myself tonight. Happy days. But the first thing I'm going to do is turn the van around because the wind is coming from the east, and I really want to point the nose into the wind. It's not about the rain, but just for a bit of a quieter night. At least with reception down here, I can also check to make sure the wind isn't going to change over halfway overnight. So yeah, let's turn the van around and then cook up a storm. Yeah, because there's no burgers. Don't. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh, that is not pleasant. Oh, lordy be, not pleasant at all. Oh. Oh. As you may have heard me say, that's not a pleasant morning. So, really, really windy night last night. Even though I turned the van around to face into the wind, it has actually changed more from a southeasterly to an easterly. And it's been just coming in and it's rocked the van like an absolute champion. So, not a lot of sleep going on. I am now dressed in my civvies, as I like to call it, because I think today is going to be more of a town day rather than out in the wilds. But that's okay, I've got plenty to catch up on, so I'm going to drive over to Westport now, see whether I can get parked up somewhere and go and hopefully relax in a coffee shop for a couple of hours before moving on. But that will have to be a story for next week. Right guys, well once again thanks a lot for following along, and hopefully you're starting to really appreciate the raw beauty of Ireland. It is fantastic, and if you ever get a chance to come over to the west coast, I highly recommend it. But for now, I'm driving out of here over to Westport, and I think it's going to be a little bit of an indoor type day. Oh yeah, got to do shopping as well, must remember about that. See you next week guys, bye bye.